tomorrow, density limits in hospitality and entertainment venues will be gone. So those density limits that have applied, that were put in place because of the Omicron and the sheer number of cases that we had, they go. QR check-in requirements will be removed for retail venues, schools, including childhood and early childhood education, so for employees and in many other workplaces. In terms of surveillance testing in a number of key industries, they'll no longer be compulsory. That'll be up to them. Hospital worker bubbles will be removed, but then they can still be used at the discretion of health services. They're in the best position to make those judgments. International arrivals will no longer need to obtain an international arrival permit through Services Victoria, and those coming from overseas, either returning to Australia or coming from overseas, who are not vaccinated, instead of having to do 14 days of quarantine, they'll only have to do 7.
And two of the biggest music festivals in America dropping all of their COVID restrictions. Organizers for Coachella and Stagecoach say they will not require vaccines, no negative COVID tests required. They won't even ask for masks. Both festivals are set to take place in April in California.
Our area, and now restrictions are easing too, offering signs of hope. Last week, New York Governor Kathy Hochul let the statewide mask mandate expire.
It will not be a requirement, but I suspect we're going to see many, many people still wearing their mask. This is about empowering them, as well as their local governments. The city of New York can make its decision, the counties, the boroughs, as well as individual businesses. So that's the point we're at now. We are not saying it's over. We're not saying that we are recommending or not recommending this now. We instituted this emergency temporary measure exactly 2 months ago, promised New Yorkers we'd evaluate it at this time, and now the numbers have improved dramatically.
And so while these numbers, as the governor said, have improved, case trends in our area encouraging, the Centers for Disease Control is still urging caution. President Biden said ending mask mandates is probably premature, his reaction to governors in several states ending the mask mandates. So now, as a face covering becomes optional, these mixed messages are causing confusion and worry for pandemic-weary people who they're not sure what to do.
Confusion and worry for pandemic-weary people who they're not sure what to do.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is.